Everybody knows by now that the Call of Duty franchise is a well-oiled machine pumping out a game each year. Activision recently switched the development cycle to 3 years per game, and Black Ops 3 is the first to receive this treatment. Treyarch has worked on it since the release of the previous Black Ops, and the amount of work put into this package is obvious. But is this enough to bring back the fans of the series who have fallen off? Well, it just might be. This review will cover all the major components of Black Ops 3, starting with the one that you will spend the least amount of time with, the campaign. For the first time ever, Call of Duty is going co-op. This means that you can either team up with a friend in split screen or with 3 other players online to experience the linear cinematic experience that the series is known for. Of course, the claustrophobic corridors of the game's past would not work in a 4-player configuration, so some aspects of the story were modified to suit the new vision. The game borrows some elements from the online component of Call of Duty, like loadouts, leveling up and unlockables, and features far bigger environments than what we were used to in the past. Each mission has some open areas that can be tackled from various directions, each one offering a different tactical advantage. In co-op, each player can go on a different route, covering the whole map more efficiently. Even though the game is clearly designed with co-op in mind, you can still play it solo without feeling like you're missing something. There will be more enemies to shoot than a normal Call of Duty game, but nothing you can't handle. I personally recommend playing on Hardened from the start, so you can get a little challenge from the 11 missions at your disposal. While the game is called Black Ops 3, the story itself has little to do with the previous games. While it takes place in the future of that universe, the connections between the games are represented by some small references here and there. The original Black Ops had a smart story and great characters, something this game kinda lacks. Thematically, the game explores some of the same concepts, but it ultimately gets tangled in its own mess. Most characters don't get enough screen time to give you any kind of empathic attachment, and the way the story is structured, making you visit the safe house after each mission, sometimes breaks the pace of the game. It's a serviceable campaign for a Call of Duty game, but nowhere near the highlights of the series like Modern Warfare 1, Black Ops 1 or last year's Advanced Warfare. There's a lot of talent on hand, but not even actors like Katie Sackhoff and Christopher Meloni can save the story. Keep in mind though that this is only one small part of the Black Ops 3 package. Once you're done with the story mode, you unlock the Nightmares campaign. This is a remix of the original, but with zombies. Basically, you have to replay most missions from the story mode with a new narrative, even though the environments and cutscenes are exactly the same. Most enemies are replaced by zombies, and the loadouts and abilities from the original campaign are gone. Nightmares is basically a mix of zombies mode and story mode, with power-ups and weapon pickups, but with a linear path you have to take. This can also be played in co-op and is probably recommended to be played online because zombies are a pain in the ass. Overall, the story of the Nightmares can be ignored. The only hook this game mode has is killing zombies while playing the levels from the campaign. For some, this can be good enough, for others it can be a borefest. I like it overall. And then we have the dedicated Zombies mode, which could be a separate game altogether. Not only this mode takes place in the 1920s, but it features its own story, weapons and progression system. Players who enjoyed Treyarch Zombies in the past know what they're in for. A wave-based puzzle map which will challenge your 4-player team to the limits. Aside from killing zombies and building barricades, players must unlock all kinds of secret portals, use the power of the beast to access new areas and find artifacts, and solve the overall mystery. You get the whole story by repeating playthroughs over and over, and picking up new lines of dialogue from the characters voiced by actors such as Ron Perlman and Jeff Goldblum. But wait, there's more! Players interested in challenge maps can play the free run mode, designed to teach players to master the different traversal skills. You have to run, boost jump, wall run, shoot and swim your way to the finish line in the shortest time possible. As with all the other game modes, this can also be played in multiplayer. Its only real problem is the lack of content, the game being shipped with only 4 maps for free run mode. It's a fun, mirror-edgy kind of time waster, but it needs some more courses. And then there's the competitive multiplayer aspect of Call of Duty. By far the most popular game mode of the series. Most players dive headfirst into this without giving the other modes a chance, and this year's game is probably the most different it's been in a long time. While we still get the jump boosts from Advanced Warfare, the fact that you can now wall run and that you can choose your own specialist class changes the game in some really interesting ways. Loadouts are still governed by the Pick 10 system, meaning that you can equip 10 different pieces of equipment, from firearms and grenades to attachments, perks and wildcards. This can define each player's style of play and can be tweaked for maximum enjoyment. Unlocks are made via tokens, which are earned by leveling up or unlocking some special achievement like killing X number of enemies using this class or a certain weapon. While you still have to level up to unlock weapons, you only need to unlock the one you like, using your tokens to pick the right ones and your favorite attachments. Score streak rewards are also unlocked via tokens, as are the abilities of specialist classes. The specialists are basically the skins you can choose in multiplayer, but each one comes with a different set of special skills. You can have one of 2 special skills active in the game for each of the individual specialists. When your ability is charged, you can activate it for a limited time and gain a very powerful weapon, the ability to teleport back in time, to deal great area of effect damage or to see your enemies through the walls. Used at the right time, these abilities can make the difference between winning and losing, but each player will probably activate them once or twice per match, so abusing these is not really possible. Each specialist can be customized with different cosmetics, which are unlocked by playing that class more, but even so you get bored of seeing the same character over and over. While customization options make things better, I still get the feeling that Treyarch should have done a better job at differentiating each player's avatar. The gunplay is consistent throughout Black Ops 3's game modes. Call of Duty is still Call of Duty, and after so many years it's probably for the best. The players have come to expect a certain kind of gameplay from the series, and it's certainly not broken, so it needs no fixing. Even though we don't have realistic weapons anymore, they feel the same as they felt back in the Modern Warfare days. Black Ops 3 introduces a bit more verticality in the levels, enabling it with the parkour skills, but overall the game should feel similar to past offerings. The maps will make or break the competitive multiplayer aspect of the game, and what's included works pretty well. There aren't that many surfaces to wall run on or to jump to and from with boost jump, but using the right skills at the right time will make you a better player. As for the game modes, few things have changed. There are 3 types of playlists: Core, Hardcore and Special, each with its own variation on Team Deathmatch, Domination, Uplink and the likes. Gun game is back, and the new game mode called Safeguard adds an interesting spin on an escort mission featuring a robot. The multiplayer for Call of Duty certainly seems more complex on paper than it is when you play it, so I'm not going to talk about it more than I already have. It's a good entry in the series, pushing the formula a bit further, but not so far that you can't even tell it's the same Call of Duty. If you have abandoned the series a few years ago, Black Ops 3 has enough new things to feel fresh again. Fans of the series that have been keeping up with each game will have to question themselves. Do I want another Call of Duty game? If the answer is yes, then go get it. It's probably the most fully featured game in the series so far. If the answer is no, then you can probably skip this one because it's still Call of Duty.